is WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley, and you are listening to the WNS podcast. Yeah.
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
And we welcome you to episode 266 of the official podcast for Wrestling News Source. What? Get what right? Huh?
It sounded like you're stumbling. I was like, oh, you've been off for a week.
No, I'm trying to do my thing here.
Do it.
We welcome you to episode 266 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Also on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
And you can also follow us on Twitter, at WNS Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter, at WNS_Daniel. You can follow Tyler.
Not really.
At Tyler_Abear.
Hey, I did respond to a guy. I'm sorry, dude. I forgot your name. But it was like, I think 2 weeks ago when I said something about Brie Bella or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I said something like, I wish I could get behind her. Or no, there's a part of me that wishes I could get behind her or something like that.
Is it the lower part?
That's the guy's like, did you just say that? That's how I responded. I was like, I didn't realize I said that, but yeah, I did say that.
It's the lower part.
Yeah, my lower part.
Yeah. So welcome to the show. A couple of married dudes talking about lower parts and Brie Bella.
Yeah.
And you wanted to get behind.
That's off. We can't talk about that.
Sure. Well, I mean, you're not wearing your wedding ring, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So it's all good. So welcome to the show. Got plenty to talk about this week. No Doug, unfortunately. Work calls once again. Bastards.
Fuck you, work.
Yeah, we need to get paid for this podcast. Ben, if you're listening to us, which I know you're not,
No, you're not.
You know.
If he's not listening, someone get a hold of Ben.
Well, I mean, we could easily message Ben, but
we can. But
it's up to you guys.
It's you. You hold the power.
Get us paid.
Yes.
Tell Ben, give us money.
Give us a raise,
loser. Yes. So welcome to the show, Tyler. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. But
Yeah?
I think the real question is...
Did you enjoy your week off?
Yeah, no, kind of.
Really? You seem kind of split on that.
Yeah.
Would you care to elaborate?
Well, I was going to say, like, hey, I'm not going to watch Raw.
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up watching Raw anyway, except for the last hour.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to go to bed early. But I caught myself doing that. I was like, damn it.
Mm-mm. Well, what's wrong with that?
Well,
Why? Okay, for the listeners, why did you not want to watch Raw?
Well, I do enjoy watch wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But there was part of me that just wanted just to sit around and not do anything, and just no. I think that day I wanted just to play video games.
Yeah.
But I ended up going to my parents.
Staying and
Also, I didn't have food.
decided to stay and visit.
Yeah. I watched wrestling.
Very cool. Good stuff. So, I mean, did you enjoy the week without me?
It felt like something was missing.
Something in your life was just not there the way it should be.
Yep.
There was a hole in your life that was missing and needed filling, and I'm the man to get the job done.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah, not Brie Bella.
I didn't miss you. I missed Kelsey.
Oh, well, fuck you. See how it is. All right. No, that's cool. Whatever. Just made you my best man at my wedding. That's all. We had a very good time.
Yeah. Oh, it was a blast.
Yeah.
So, Daniel, how
What's up?
was your wedding week?
It was fantastic.
Start us off at the wedding.
Well,
Or before the wedding.
Well, yeah, why don't we go before the wedding, where we had our rehearsal dinner, and the rehearsal and all that, of course.
Oh, man. Awesome food.
Mm-hmm.
It was so delicious. I've never ate at that place.
Sugars
in downtown Beaumont.
Come give me some sugar.
It was top of the line. It was like a jazz restaurant.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Southern cuisine.
Oh,
really good stuff.
So good, man.
Mm-hmm. What did you have?
Oh, blackened catfish.
Very nice.
Yes.
It was pretty good, wasn't it?
Definitely dominating some of those hors d'oeuvres before. Like, you want wings? So it was the hush puppies and all that other
Hell
stuff.
yeah, I want
Give
wings.
me some more wings.
Bring them out.
Yes.
That was the one thing on the hors d'oeuvres menu that I got to pick.
Yeah.
I was like, I want some wings because I don't eat the crab cakes. I don't eat whatever the rest of that stuff was. I was like, I don't eat that. Just give me some wings.
I think the other thing was mushrooms, right?
Oh no, it wasn't mushrooms.
What was it?
Mm-mm.
I don't remember, but it was all good.
Yeah, good stuff. And then the blackened catfish was delicious. I think I got the sirloin. Yeah, that was pretty delicious.
And I got cheesecake.
Yeah, lots of cheesecake.
Joel got the cobbler, so we ate off each other's plates.
Yeah, that cheesecake was amazing.
Oh my gosh!
And then finally got to give you guys your groomsmen gifts.
One hell of a gift, man.
Yeah.
Way better than my gift I gave to my guys.
You gave people
I
shoes.
gave them shoes.
And you protected their feet.
Special edition shoes.
Yes. Their feet are protected now because of you.
Yeah.
Whereas I just gave you something to possibly hang on a wall.
Well, it's very unique.
It is. For those of you who did not get to see, go to our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, check it out. Some very unique, very awesome artwork from our buddy John David Guerra over at Nightmare Pro Wrestling. Had him sketch all of the guys and make it look like a police lineup, and he did one hell of a job. So I cannot thank him enough for his patience with me. Because it was a month of going back and forth. Hey, how's this? Oh, it looks great. And then 30 minutes later, you know what? Doug's nose looks a little off. Can you touch that? Oh, Tyler's has bags under his eyes. Can you take that out? Oh, one nephew's taller than the other in real life. Can you fix that up? And it was a lot.
He put up with
He put up with all of it. He took it in stride, and it paid off in the end. And I certainly want to thank him majorly. So go over to nightmareprowrestling.com. Check out his artwork. If you like comic books, monsters, and wrestling, that is the comic for you.
Heck yeah, man.
And he also does commission work. Really easy to work with. And he'll, if you have an idea of something that you'd like him to draw, he'll knock it out of the park.
He's super talented.
Yeah. He's done numerous work for us. Whether it be a birthday gift, whether a groomsman gift, or just something for the podcast page itself. Yes. So he does very excellent work.
I got multiple drawings.
Yes, you really do. I think you have the most out of everybody.
Because I have the Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
There's a CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
The Bear one.
Mm-hmm.
The one we were doing, the Tower of, what was it called?
Tower of Doom.
Tower of Doom. The, groomsman.
Yeah.
There's another one I can't think on top of my head.
Just the original sketch of the three of us from Comic Palooza that one year. Just really good stuff. Cannot talk more highly about an individual.
His, comic books.
Yeah. All of his collections. He did some commissions, feature before he did his Monday Night Draw video. He did various sketches, and we got one.
I have the Monday Night Draw book. All those drawings he did, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Not the current ones that he's doing on the video, but like the older ones in the comic book form. I have those.
Yeah, and he also, I found it somewhere, and I guess it was my autograph book. Like I took all the 8x10s and stuff that I have out of the frames and put them in a little binder. And I took the artwork that he sent us from when we had the Cyber Daniel Bryan versus Demon Bray Wyatt.
I have that too.
Yeah. It was really cool stuff. So again, nightmareprowrestling.com. Check it out. He does amazing work, and can't thank him enough. The wedding itself, very fortunate that the weather was nice. I know it's always a risk. It's a gamble.
I had one little hiccup. That was the mic system.
Yeah. The microphone's not working, but fortunately we had it back up, and so it worked itself out. Fun fact, we were held in a little private area to where we're not allowed to, or I was not allowed to leave. Because the bridal party came out, took their pictures, and then they went back into the dressing room. Then it was our turn. Oh, excuse me. Then it was our turn to go out. So we took our pictures, and I did it with each of my groomsmen and the family, the grandparents, and all that. And then I was told by the photographer, okay, Daniel, go back and wait in that little area. So that's exactly what I did. I went over there, sat down in my chair, kind of just twiddled my thumbs because I was the only one back there. So I'm like, all right, I guess they're all out mingling or whatever. Carter, my nephew, he comes in there to grab some last-minute fruit. And he's like, hey, Uncle Daniel. I'm like, hey, Carter, man. And he runs back out and after getting some fruit. And then about 5 minutes goes by, and Doug pokes his head in, like through the curtain, looks at me, turns back towards the main room and goes, he's over here. And I'm like, oh, am I needed? They're like, yeah, we're lining up. We're starting. So apparently I went missing while going where I was told. They're like, hey, go over there. And then they're like, where's the groom? So apparently Doug had to go and search for me, and fortunately enough,
Found you.
Well, yeah, after a long, painstakingly houred search,
Yeah.
now we're able to find me. Thank God, because did not want to be late to my own wedding. But yeah, the wedding went off very well. Like Tyler said, with the exception of just a microphone, for some reason not coming on. We ended up switching microphones and it ended up working out just fine. And then after the ceremony took place, once again, going where I was told, because they talked about this at the rehearsal dinner. They said, okay, once y'all walk past everybody, go around that corner on the side of the building. Mm-hmm. And so Kelsey and I are standing there. No one else comes back there. So we are literally just standing next to the wall, cars passing by and people walking to their vehicles to go smoke and all that. And we're kind of just like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, hi. Yeah, thanks for coming. So, because we were told to wait on the side of the building while everyone goes inside. Everyone went inside. John L., our DJ, starts taking down the equipment. And I'm like, where the hell is everybody? And so I'm like, John, I had to get his attention. And I was like, hey, man, where did everybody go? He was like, oh, they went over to the other side of the building. Mm-mm. I'm like, well, that's news to me because I wasn't told about that. No one told me, hey, you got to go over to the other side. So
they told us to go to the back or on the side.
Who told you this? Was it the wedding planners?
I thought so.
Because see, no one told us this.
And then they're like, we got to that. Like, no, you have to go to around the other side where we were, or where the vines and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, no one told us that. So we were sitting there. All right, I guess we'll walk over there. And so I started walking out, and sure enough, I saw everyone over there, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're over here. Let's go. So we went and took the pictures and did all that, and did the introductions and had the dances, cut the cake. The first piece of cake that we cut, Kelsey didn't want to cut too deep, and so
I saw it. It was a tiny
it was literally just a millimeter thin.
I was like, that's really thin.
We were like, we don't want it to topple or something. Like, well, I was sitting there. I'm like, I've never done this before. I don't know what to do, But we ended up working it out, and then we danced the night away, partied hard, and had a really good time. And Noah redeemed himself. So I'm putting it out there on record. Noah, I know you're not going to be listening to this episode, but you're off the hook for all the crap that I gave you for backing out of being one of my ushers. You're off the hook because he sang The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love, and he did it very well. So
heck yeah, man. It was just a fun night. Great food. Y'all were dancing and stuff. Y'all had fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tex Lone Star was there.
Tex Lone Star, special guest.
Yes, he was at your wedding.
Yeah, he was. That made it really special.
Yep.
A lot of good friends came down. Dr. Seuss made it, and all those guys. Really good. And it was a really fun night. One that I will soon never forget. But and then after that, we got home probably close to midnight, I would think. Like, we shut everything down like around 11:30 or so. Got in the vehicle, drove home, got in bed. Well, before that, we opened up a bunch of the gifts and cards and stuff that we got, so we could go ahead and make a note of who to send thank you notes to. And then we got in bed and
count the money.
Yeah, pretty much. We had
get ready for the trip.
We just had a stack of money. Yeah. Bills on bills on bills on bills.
Yeah. Make it rain.
That's right. Yeah. Heck yeah. Then the next morning we got up, finished packing, loaded up the car, went to Galveston, hopped on a cruise ship, and sailed away for 7 days.
So did it go by fast, or was it slow?
A little bit of both, actually. It was a mixture, because we were productive, but we weren't busy.
Okay.
You know, it was like, hey, what do you want to do? Well, I don't know. Let's just walk around and find a place to sit down and relax. So we sit down for about 45 minutes, relax, soak in the sun, and then we'd be like, okay, let's go here and do this. You know, it was we took our time with everything because we spent 2 full days at sea, and then we arrived at Falmouth, Jamaica. Took a tour of that, went to Montego Bay, enjoyed the most beautiful scenery that I've ever seen.
Pictures, everything looked beautiful.
Blue skies, blue water, white sand, rocks, and hills in the background. It was incredible. Then we went back and went to Grand Cayman the very next day. Took a tour of the city, went to hell.
Yeah.
I got to go to hell. And then we went to 7 Mile Beach and got to have a really good time there. Then the next day we went to Cozumel, swam with dolphins, got to pet a manatee, and found a hidden treasure by my boss from here at work. He went on a cruise the day before me, so he had to miss my wedding because the day before that Friday, March 4th, was his 10-year anniversary with his wife. So they were like, okay, we'll celebrate Friday and then we'll go on a cruise on Saturday. And I was like, oh, I'm getting married Saturday and going on a cruise on Sunday. And we didn't go anywhere similar with the exception of Cozumel. That was both of our last stops.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well, you'll be there a day ahead of me. And he loves to do scavenger hunts and find geocaches and stuff like that. And so we came up with the idea of him hiding something for us and giving us clues to go find it.
How long did it take you?
Like from when we started searching to when we found it, probably about 30 minutes. Because, okay, we got the clues that night, and then we got up in the morning, got off the ship, went and did our excursion, swam with the dolphins and all that, and then we got driven back to our port. Mm-hmm. And once we got back to our port, that's when our journey began, so to speak. We had to walk about 2 or 3 blocks to get to the other port where they had docked, mm-hmm. because all the clues pertained to that particular dock. So we got in there. We had to find a Fat Tuesdays and a green crocodile figurine and a table with a yellow umbrella. And, you know, once we got to that, it took us probably about 15 minutes to find it because he said, it's your name written just above the sand. And so I'm circling the outer edge of it looking for my name. Like, where's Daniel or Kelsey or something like that? But it was actually on the inside of the table at the bottom, like where your feet, like the heel of your foot would be.
Yeah.
And so Kelsey was the one who actually spotted it, and we dug it up, and it was 2 little shields of strength.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, it was a really nice, unique honeymoon cruise adventure.
Scavenger hunt adventure gift.
Yeah.
Thingy.
Yeah. And so now our names are, I guess my name is permanently there because I think he wrote it in Sharpie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It'll
So-
always be there. If you go there like years later, like,
Yeah.
it's still there.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I can. We'll have to see. But yeah, and then we had another day at sea on the way back, and then finally got in on Sunday in Galveston. So it was a really good time. We had a really good cruise. Couldn't have asked for better weather. I mean, down here, it's making like national headline news about how much it's flooding in this area.
Yeah.
We had blue skies, blue water. I mean, it was
He had to deal with
gorgeous.
the rain. I got sick while he was gone.
Yep, you got sick.
Stomach virus.
Mm-hmm. So
Living it up.
I was. It's a honeymoon.
And I don't blame you, sir.
Didn't it rain while you were in Disney World for your honeymoon?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little
but
bit.
It didn't last long.
Okay, just making sure. But yeah, it was a wonderful experience, and to everyone who posted on the podcast page from the pictures that Doug posted, thank you very much for the
boys cutting up
congratulations. And for those of you who are listening to us for the very first time, I promise we don't stay this far sidetracked at
Yeah.
the beginning of the show. That normally happens much later. But you know, it was something big. We had to, I had to take a week off
Live
and
it up.
yeah, enjoy time with my new bride.
And also, before you know it, you're going to be married a year.
That's right.
Because I'm about to be married
Yeah, you are.
next month.
Next month. It's already here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, good times. So with that being said, let's dive into some feedback. First bit of feedback we have is from Jamal saying, "Hey Daniel, congrats on getting married. Not so much of a question, but a recommendation. Search on YouTube, Edge and Christian induct AJ Styles into the Mullet Club. I don't want to give it away, but it's pretty much AJ Styles on the Bullet Club and TNA. It's pretty funny."
Really? Is that on their show? And he did a TNA?
That is what I just read is all I know.
Huh. Yeah, we're going to have to look that up.
Yeah, so thank you very much for that. And we had some additional feedback, but it also pertains into the Q&A, which we'll dive into a little bit later on. So let's talk about Roadblock. It happened this past weekend. I wasn't able to catch it until today, and even while watching it, even while watching, I was sidetracked because I was up at work and having to take care of a few things and play catch up with all the work that I missed.
You played with ketchup?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was delicious. But they kicked things off with the New Day going up against the League of Nations, and it was a very fun tag match, very good stuff. The New Day end up winning. I don't know if it was for the tag team title or not, but New Day got the win over the League of Nations. After that, we got to see Chris Jericho come out and cut a very heel promo, basically saying, Canada stinks. This whole place stinks. I'm glad that I moved out of here. And
he always does that.
Nothing but losers.
I've never seen Canada and he's a heel. He always does that.
Mm-hmm. And it was very well done. He saved his classic bits until the very end, where he's like, "I'm the best in the world at what I do. Do you understand what I'm saying to you right now?" And other than that, I thought the promo was very well done. And then he had a match against Jack Swagger.
Random.
Yeah, very random. You would figure you would have someone from Canada go up against him, as opposed to someone who says "We the people" and comes out with the United States flag and all that. But whatever. Jericho ended up getting the victory. After that, we got to see some NXT action. The Revival going up against Enzo and Cass for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Crowd was completely hot for Enzo and Cass. I mean, I'm really hoping the day after WrestleMania, we get to see Enzo and Cass on the main roster.
They're ready for them.
They've been ready.
What they need to do is come in hot and then have a feud at the New Day and take the belts off the New Day.
Well, see, that's the thing. New Day is in transition of going face right now. So how is that going to work?
Unless they go back to heel.
I don't know.
It's a stupid thing, but it wouldn't surprise me with WWE.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want to have, say the League of Nations get the titles from the New Day, cheat to win, and then have Enzo and Cass come back. I don't know. Or come out. I don't know. But they went up against Dash and Dawson, the Revival, and the Revival ended up getting the win, retaining their NXT Tag Team Championships. And it makes me wonder as to why they never have yet to pull the trigger for Enzo and Cass for tag team. They've had many opportunities and they've never gotten that chance. So I mean, maybe the higher ups are like, nah, they don't need it. They're popular enough as it is, and they're going to be out the door here shortly, anyways. Maybe. That's all speculation. After that, we got to see Charlotte go up against Natalya, and Natalya goaded Charlotte into putting the Divas title up for grabs. And
guess who won?
Charlotte! Shocker.
Yep.
This is the most shocking.
No one's going to win
upset.
the title at this pay-per-view.
Nope. And it's not even a pay-per-view. It's a televised house show. Yeah.
My bad.
Which, to be honest, I really don't mind them doing that. If they want to do one of those every once in a while, just say, "Hey, man, we're gonna."
Every now and then, they don't do it all the time.
No, don't make it a regular thing. But if you're going somewhere, then they're expecting a nice crowd. Yeah, televise it. Why not? That's what the network is for us to get more content from you. Yeah. But you also have to worry about overexposure. It's all right, we've got 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, the NXT, pay-per-views, and now we've got this. It is a lot to talk about, but, it is still fun to enjoy. but Charlotte does end up getting the victory. After that, we got to see Brock Lesnar go up against what we thought was going to be Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. It turns out it was just Luke Harper.
Yeah, because that was weird. I saw a clip of that. The only thing I saw was the clip of him doing the spin lariat move to
The
Brock.
discus.
Yeah, discus.
The discus elbow or whatever it is. Yeah, it was really strange, but there were reports coming out that Bray Wyatt is battling through a back injury right now.
Ooh.
So
Yeah, he shouldn't do that backwards spider thing.
yeah, so they're taking it easy on him. But Brock Lesnar ended up getting the victory. After that, we got to see Sami Zayn take on Stardust, a very popular Sami Zayn. Yeah, sing it. I'm really, I had my phone on and while we were on the cruise, and I bought the internet package so I could check in with everything that was going on in case anyone needed me. And I did see that I missed Sami Zayn, debut and go up against Kevin Owens and all that. And I was like, well, good for him. I'm glad that he finally gets to be in that picture. I hope that this leads to a WrestleMania match.
See, I think it's going to. It's like they have him fighting Shinsuke.
Yeah.
At the NXT
Takeover. Yeah.
And I think probably.
Which did I see? I think I might have seen that wrong. I think it's Friday night that's taking place.
Huh.
And then the Hall of Fame is Saturday night.
That would make sense.
And then WrestleMania Sunday. Yeah.
But have him do that match and kind of be like his last match in NXT.
Yeah, that'll be his farewell. Yeah. Like, hey, you've cheered me for so long, now it's time for you to cheer this guy.
Yeah.
So, really good stuff. But yeah, Sami Zayn ended up getting the victory, and hopefully this leads to bigger and better things for Sami Zayn. So that, El Generico might be watching and while he's tending to the children in Mexico.
Well, I wonder if they crossed paths.
Maybe one day. Maybe their paths will cross.
Yeah.
After that, we got the main event, Triple H versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship. And for a house show that was televised, this was a darn good match. They had a really good tease with Dean Ambrose getting the pin, but his foot was under the rope. And the ref caught it, and they teased the heck out of it. It really makes me wonder what their plans are for Dean Ambrose after WrestleMania, because he's going up against Brock Lesnar, and that's going to be a hit or miss situation. Do they give him the win? Do they keep the beast going strong? What's next for Brock Lesnar after this? Obviously or more than likely it's looking to be Bray Wyatt after WrestleMania. So where do you go for Dean Ambrose? So it really makes you wonder. We'll have to see. But the match itself, good back and forth action. Triple H ends up getting the victory, retaining the WWE Championship to the surprise of not very many. And that leads us right into Raw. We kick things off not with a promo, believe it or not, not a 15-minute promo, an actual match. The New Day going up against the League of Nations. New Day end up getting the victory. But the League of Nations are having none of that. They decide to attack and lay out
that long of a match,
the New Day. Well, we got to turn the TV on a little late.
Oh yeah.
Because I was bringing in groceries and all that.
We were talking.
Yeah, chatting it up. But the New Day do end up get the victory, but it looks like they are full blown going face for the New Day because you're having the heel faction have the greater numbers, beat down the now good guys. I mean, if they come out and do their shtick like they've been doing, it's not going to matter if they're good guys or bad guys. Now they just, rather than insult the town, they'll just say, hey, we've brought the power of positivity to this town. Something like that. Who knows? We'll have to see how it plays out. But I have heard that they are getting ready for at WrestleMania, they always have a grand entrance and stuff like that. Like last year, they had Rusev coming in on the tank, Triple H with the Terminators, Sting's entrance as well. Supposedly, they're getting ready possibly for the New Day. Like, they're going to have a really cool entrance. So, I'm curious as to how that's going to be.
Bootios for everybody.
That's right. And speaking of Bootios, they're coming out with a t-shirt that says Bootios, and you can get the special edition that comes inside of a box of Bootios. It said cereal not included, but yeah, I know.
Everybody, I mean, that's cool. I want a shirt, but I want the cereal, man.
I want the box that has John David Guerra's artwork on it, because that shit's off the chain.
Wax.
Chain wax. Yeah, that puts me on the chain wax. After that, we got to see Dean Ambrose come out and said, "Hey, man, I gave it my all. Unfortunately, I came up a little short. Didn't want to, but I wanted to come out here and bring in a new era of WWE. But now I get to turn my attention to Brock Lesnar." So, and then Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out. Heyman cuts a promo, said, "All right, we're out of here. We'll see you at Mania." But Lesnar decides, no.
Heyman walks back.
Yeah.
And then Brock's like, nope.
I want some of Ambrose. So Lesnar starts making his way to the ring. Ambrose pulls out a crowbar. And Lesnar thinks about it, and he's like, no, he did not. He did not do that. He did not pull out his dick.
Oh, okay.
He pulls out a crowbar. And Lesnar thinks about it and then decides he wants to attack, but then he didn't. And that was pretty much the end of that. After that, we got to see Ryback go up against Sin Cara.
It loses my attention.
Yeah,
Ryback thing.
I don't think the crowd was very much into this match either. And
or the direction of Ryback.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I can't say that. There's people that are behind Ryback.
And they're curious as to how hungry he is.
I mean, probably eats like a whole trash bag full of Rice Krispie treats.
Guys got a Cracker Barrel? But but after the matchup, Ryback did get the victory, and he challenged Kalisto for the United States title at WrestleMania.
But Kalisto doesn't have to accept it.
He doesn't have to, but he probably will.
Just accept someone else who's better.
He's a fighting champion and wants to prove that he can take on the big dogs.
The head of a chihuahua.
No, that's Rey Mysterio. After that, we had Stephanie McMahon come out, introduce Triple H. They start cutting a promo, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to beat Roman Reigns, and I'm the game.
Talking about the
failures.
All in the audience.
Mm-hmm. You're a failure.
Like, you know what hope is?
You're all failures, blah, blah, blah.
Triple H start getting on the side and start telling everyone to suck it.
Suck it.
Suck my dick.
No, not sucking dicks. What is with you and dicks lately? What's happening here?
Gotta do dick jokes.
Are you okay?
Dick jokes.
Well, anyways, Dolph Ziggler comes out, and Stephanie's like, "Oh, speaking of failures, look at you."
Stephanie makes stuff like goofiest faces.
She does. She really does. What did you think of the Ziggler promo, where he was like, "Look, I don't care if you fire me or not. You've threatened me so many times, it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, if you're gonna do it, just do it and get it over with. But I'm not gonna quit."
It's like a classic thing where everyone's behind him, he's trying to get everyone behind him. I don't care. I'm gonna do whatever I can. Like a classic face thing to say.
Yeah.
Whenever the machine is trying to get them down. So.
The man.
It was all right. The man.
The man's trying to keep you down.
The authority.
Yeah.
The authority.
But they made a deal saying, hey, if you win your match tonight, you get to pick any opponent you want for WrestleMania, barring the WWE Championship.
Then I was waiting on the other stipulation, but if you lose...
Yeah, you're fired.
We didn't get that.
No, because they knew the outcome. But it was going to be against Triple H for later on that night.
We thought that whenever she said Triple H, he looked a little surprised.
Yeah, he was like, bitch, you just put me in a match?
God damn it.
You lady.
Okay, I'll get in the match tonight.
Mm-hmm. But then next matchup, we got to see Sami Zayn going up against The Miz. Kevin Owens on commentary.
They had a match past SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, The Miz and Sami Zayn.
Yes, they did. It was actually a tag match. It was Sami Zayn and Neville against Miz and Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens walked out. And this is kind of made me think that they were going to do like a fatal four-way at WrestleMania. You'd have Neville, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and The Miz. But unfortunately, Neville suffered an injury, and we'll dive in a little bit on that later. So maybe a triple threat now for the Intercontinental. As much as I would like to see just Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
This is weird, though. It's like everyone's like, hey, Miz, if they didn't go that way, it's like, Miz, what are you doing in the match? Let's have the ex-best friends fight each other. And we have, like, Miz, he's in there.
Well,
understand the story or what's been happening.
Let's be honest. Miz has stepped up his game lately.
A little more than usual, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the feud he had a few weeks ago, and the interactions and stuff, he's starting to pull his weight a little
they've
more.
been putting him in feuds and they've been dropping him.
Yeah.
The stuff with
But that's
Neville,
not on his fault.
Well, it's not his fault. Yeah, he wanted to mentor Neville.
Mm-hmm.
And then who else did he fight or he talked about? I don't know. I forgot who else was he talking to.
I forgot.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyways, he's kind of stepped up.
AJ.
Yeah.
It was like a little thing with AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Not much. He got thrown there with Jericho and
yeah.
that was it.
But I mean, he's kind of stepped up his game, so they might say, "Hey, we'll put you in this match just to see."
Give him a WrestleMania thing.
Yeah, give him a match.
And then whoever wins or loses, say like
it seems
Owens wins and or whatever, but like, there's Miz or Sami Zayn or I don't know. Someone could say, "Oh, Miz was in the match, so it wasn't fair."
It seems like they're trying to set up for a lot of multi-person matches. I mean, obviously you'll have your one-on-one between Triple H and Roman Reigns, your one-on-one between Lesnar and Ambrose, but we're gonna have a triple threat Divas match. It looks like we're gonna have like a 6 Diva tag match at some point. You got the Usos versus the Dudley Boys. You're gonna have the New Day.
What about the Andre the Memorial?
You got that.
They announced it like for sure.
Yeah, I believe so. I think they said it's gonna be the kickoff match. So it's kind of rotated back to where it originally was, like whenever they did the Raw versus SmackDown Battle Royal. Everyone who's not on the card still gets a spot on here. But I don't know. We'll have to see how that all plays out. But Sami Zayn going up against The Miz. It was a very short matchup because like 30 seconds in, they go to commercial and they come back, and it was like a minute and a half after that, and that's starting to get irritating. It's like they have an hour and a half of promos and like 20 minutes of matches. It's like, oh, we're going to start this match, go to commercial, come back, and finish the match. Well, it's like, well, that's great, but I don't get to see any of it.
Yeah.
The only people who get to enjoy it are the people who are there. So I would really like for them to maybe cut down one promo, because that's 15 minutes.
Never.
Yeah. They're not going to do that. Not whenever there's McMahons that need to talk. But Sami Zayn ends up getting the victory, defeating The Miz. And there was some altercation between Kevin Owens, Miz, and Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
During that match. After that, we got to see some tag team divas action. Naomi and Tamina going up against Brie Bella and Alicia Fox. And Naomi and Tamina ended up getting the victory after a distraction from Lana. But it was another really short matchup. Nothing really to take from it. It looks like if you ask me now, it's going to be Lana, Naomi, and Tamina going up against Brie, Alicia Fox, and Paige.
Yeah, they had a
at Mania
promo.
Yeah,
backstage
earlier on.
Yeah, she looked different.
Yeah, a little bit. After that, we got to see the Usos go up against Bo Dallas and Adam Rose. The Dudley Boys came out to try and cause a distraction and ended up, not doing their job. Usos got the win. Really short matchup, just to further the feud between the Usos and the Dudleys.
Yeah, on Facebook, it was like, when I was going home, it was like, oh no, Renee has like a big
saw
surprise.
that.
And I looked at it, I was like, what's the big surprise? She's like, oh no, the Usos are going to fight the Dudleys at Mania. I'm like, that's not a big surprise.
It's huge. It's in regards to WrestleMania.
I get it. I took the bait.
Mm-hmm.
You got me. Ha ha ha.
You clicked.
Yep.
That's okay. I clicked too. But it has something to do with our WrestleMania party. Woo! It has to do with our WrestleMania party and who's getting those points. That's what's the most important.
Points and money.
And the money. That's right.
And food.
And food. Well, the food's free. Well, to a point.
And good friends.
Good company. Yes. I still need to check in with Noah about that. See if we can get that conference room secured. After that, we got to see Dean Ambrose backstage, and Mick Foley came up. And I really liked this segment. Mick Foley was like, dude, why are you doing this? Why are you putting your body through all of this torture? You're going up against the Brock Lesnar. And Dean Ambrose was like, well, were you scared whenever you were on top of the cell going up against The Undertaker? And he was like, yeah, I was petrified. But I'm Mick Foley. That's what I do. I have those kind of matches. And Dean Ambrose said, well, that's what I do. I'm Dean Ambrose. This is what I go through.
Wacky and crazy.
I'm wacky and crazy. And so Mick Foley was like, I like that. I want you to take Brock Lesnar and, rough him up a bit. And here's something, call it a passing of the torch, so to speak. And turns out he gave him a barbed wire wrapped baseball bat.
Well, hopefully that passing of the torch is going to go well, because we know the passing of the torch from Ric Flair giving the Miz the figure four didn't end up, great. So.
Yeah. But, it was a really cool moment to see. I really enjoyed it. But after that, we got to see Triple H going up against Dolph Ziggler. And for what it was, the match was fine. But I know you and I both have our complaints about Dolph Ziggler's offense, overselling, and all that. It's just, it looks like he's going to give himself whiplash every single night.
If he didn't hurt himself in that match, I bet there's a point in time with him doing that, he's hurt himself.
Yeah. I'm sure he wakes up every morning, then the day after, or the 2 days after, with like neck problems and stuff like that. Like, I'm concerned about his future whenever he gets older and retires from the ring. Like, he's not going to be able to move.
Yeah.
When's it going to be enough? When's it going to be like, dude, tone it down just a little bit? You don't have to look like you got in a car crash every single night. But I know he wants to go out there and prove that he's the best. But dude, think about your body. And after that, Roman Reigns came back from his reconstructive surgery, which was ridiculous. The thing that I really wish the WWE would consider what the audience is trying to tell them. Because you take Roman Reigns out for a few weeks, you have him come back. They're expecting the crowd to go nuts. Oh my gosh, it's Roman Reigns. He's returned. Yay. What do? They give him a boo. The crowd booed the hell out of him. Mm-hmm. So you've either got to turn him heel, or you've got to just cut your losses, find a new guy, maybe in Dean Ambrose, because he seems to be able to carry the ball. And I don't know. Grab the ball. But it really concerns me, because they're dead set on making Roman Reigns their guy, and the crowd is just not having it. So
you can't change your mind.
No, you can't. But if declining ratings and lost stock shares and all that doesn't do anything to them, I don't know what it'll take for them to finally understand, maybe they don't want to see Roman Reigns be the top guy. So, I don't know. But Roman attacked, and they had a big brawl. And Tyler, I know you liked it because...
oh my gosh, the best part of the night.
That poor referee.
First of all, when they were going backstage and they were fighting each other, and there's tons of people like in the way, and Triple H threw like a box down, like some rolling box that there's supposed to be some equipment in it.
Production box.
Yeah, a ref trips over, but it looks like he hit his shin. And after he got over the box, like, you could tell that he hit his shin and he was bouncing on one leg. He hurt himself. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry for laughing, but it looked funny. He bounced.
He ended up getting injured because of that. Yeah. He had to get like stitches or staples or something like that. Yeah.
You can blame Triple H for that shit. Yeah. That's fucking Triple H.
Well, that's just one of those freak accidents. Yeah. He was just wrong place at the wrong time.
What cracked me up is they got to the further backstage, and then Roman picked up a TV, or I don't know if it's right before that or whatever. There was that table with a TV on it, and then I don't know if the ref got thrown, or I don't know if they were all in one spot. It
was the security guard.
Yeah, and then he kind of like fell in like over the table, but like it looked like he like kind of ran and like threw his body over the table, but it looked like he landed on his like back, but the side, or I don't know. It was weird though, but he like took some weird bump like on the concrete. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, that shit was hilarious, but I know that hurt him too.
Oh, I'm sure he's okay. He's probably used. No, he's probably used to taking bumps, so he's okay.
Yeah, on that though.
I mean, plastic table that just happened to fold in.
No. I mean, he fell like on the. I mean, he went kind of over the table.
Oh yeah, a little
onto
bit.
The concrete.
A little bit.
A little bit, but he's fine. He's fine.
He knows how to take a bump.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Buck up, pussy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, Rowan ended up attacking, and they had a big brawl backstage. And Triple H actually required stitches after the brawl attack because Roman picked up something and chucked it at his head and caught him pretty flush.
Everyone's just getting hurt.
Everyone's getting hurt. Yeah, it's crazy. After that, we got another.
Keep on picturing that ref.
That poor guy. And he had to like limp off a screen.
It was
like, God, you're a terrible person. I hope you know that. You okay?
That
Yeah?
made my night.
Yeah. That good, huh?
Yeah, it was that good. We kept on replaying it, and I kept on like laughing harder each time
Yeah,
too.
you sure did.
Oh, man.
Terrible person. After that, we got to see another R-Truth and Goldust segment.
That took me out of it. I was on a high from the other stuff.
And this brought you back down.
Like, damn it.
Oh well, that's all right. It's the will they won't they of 2016. Still going.
Yep.
After that, we got a Jericho promo and went up against Neville, and he ended up getting himself disqualified because Neville suffered an injury. And I don't know if you saw the video where someone sort of transcribed what was being said during the match.
No.
Where Neville was like, "Oh, that's a real one. I'm hurt." You know, it's like I'm not faking this injury. I'm legit hurt. And then Jericho like whispered something to the ref and went into a pin, and the ref counted 1, 2, and then he stopped and said, "No, it was 2," while Neville's shoulders were still down.
Oh shit.
And so that's why Jericho got up and he was like, "He just told you his ankle's fucking hurt, you know? Like, what the hell are you doing?" So that's whenever he shoved him, and, you know, obviously the ref called for the bell, and after that, you know, but they're like, you know, going back and forth. They're like, "Dude, the guy's hurt in the match, you know, take it home." So, and a lot of people were saying, you know, props on Jericho for, you know, obviously the ring veteran that he is, of saying, okay, my guy's hurt. We need to take this home so that he can get looked into.
Yeah.
And so they did a fine job of executing it. And after that, you know, he cut another promo, you know, boo me, all you jerks, blah, blah, blah. You cheer for AJ Styles. And, you know, quickly turned his attention to AJ Styles. AJ Styles came out and attacked and got the upper hand. So, but it's rumored, I haven't seen confirmation yet, but Neville is rumored to have broken his ankle and his shin. So, out for Mania, no doubt.
Damn,
I mean,
damn.
anytime you get a break, that's 4 to 6 weeks. So,
Everyone's getting hurt.
yeah. I mean, it's really tough to see because, especially this close to Mania.
Then you call in some substitutes, you know, like maybe like calling you to come wrestle, stuff like that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll let someone else have this Mania. I'll work towards the next Mania.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because I'm a little out of shape because I just got off a cruise and I was at the Windjammer Cafe where they do a buffet the whole time. I was there.
You can go better
Round
than,
is not the
Kimbo
proper
Slice
shape. Yes,
out of 5.
I could.
Yeah.
Yes, I could. Absolutely, I could. Yes, I could. I say that with confidence. No, I'd probably be just as gassed. So that takes us to the final segment. Vince McMahon comes out talking. To be honest, I was completely zoned out.
Yeah, me too.
I wasn't even listening to him because I don't care.
Man, look at me, my dick is huge. Another dick joke.
Yeah, I get it. And then The Undertaker comes out and they exchange words. And then Shane comes out and they exchange words. And Shane calls Undertaker a bitch.
And then because Daniel didn't see Raw because he was on his honeymoon.
Yep.
And I told him about the Shane McMahon punches to like all the security guards and
Weak
stuff.
sauce.
I was like, dude, that was like the weakest shit ever, and everyone's cheering for it. And he saw that stuff with Undertaker. I was like, here it is. Look at this stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't look as convincing that you see in normal wrestling, but I mean, in a regular fight, it doesn't have to be wind it back up and punch. Just as long as you're connecting, you're gonna do some damage. So I don't know.
When I punch, I kind of wind
Well, how many real fights have you been in?
One.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been in a fight?
Middle school.
Did you win?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's all that's important. Doesn't matter who it was against or what it was about. All that matters is that you won.
Beat that fucker's ass.
Yeah.
Guess what? My dad was watching too.
Oh, there you go. Make a dad proud. Did you get grounded?
Nope.
All right.
My mom was mad at me. She wanted to ground me. My dad was like,
He took care of it. He took care of it.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. So that's gonna do it for Raw as we get closer to WrestleMania. Still kind of worried about Mania. Still kind of worried. Couple matches I have a little interest in, but it's not
I'll tell you the main show you need to be worried about. And that's NXT.
NXT. Yeah, what's happening over in NXT?
A lot of good shit.
A lot of good shit, such as.
Shinsuke versus Sami Zayn.
Oh, so you're talking about the takeover?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Things
like,
to look
you're talking
forward
about
to.
the WrestleMania
Yeah.
time period.
So don't worry about Mania. Worry about takeover.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Good
I didn't make
stuff.
that clear.
Yeah. So really cool stuff. We're not going to talk about Lucha this week since I watched it. Tyler was unfortunately unable to. And no Total Divas because once again Tyler did not watch it.
Yep.
So.
It all falls on my shoulders.
Yep.
And like,
Drop
I'm
the
sorry,
ball.
Like,
Drop
the
ball.
My shoulders are hurting, and
Yeah. All that weight you're having to carry.
I'm a pussy.
Mm-hmm. What would you do if I weren't here? Could you do a one-man show?
Yeah.
Give me a few minutes of a one-man show.
Oh my god!
Here we
Don't
go.
put me on the spot right
Yeah,
now.
let's
I
go.
gotta, like, let's
Talk to
seriously
me about
think
something.
about this. Like what?
The stage is yours, sir.
Right now?
Yeah.
Let's
talk wrestling.
Put me on the spot. Like
talk
I
wrestling.
have to like get my shit together. We already talked about wrestling. Like we already.
You can
talked
talk about more wrestling. What wrestling are you watching right now?
Right now, nothing. Because I'm
Obviously.
talking on the podcast show.
Well, you know what I mean.
I've missed Lucha Underground for like 2 weeks,
Mm-mm.
so that's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I've caught was Raw, but other than that, really nothing else.
Yeah. All right. See how it is. Good
I
chat.
gotta get my shit back together. Then I can
Yeah.
try to do a one-man show.
Yeah, you did.
But one-man shows are not like that good, to be honest with you.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
Although I've listened to sports radio
There's
where they
people that can
have
pull it
one man
off,
shows.
but I'm not a person that can. Like, I stumble like with my words and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, like I said, I'll talk to myself and make stupid jokes, and like
Mm-hmm.
I'll think I was the funniest shit ever, and it's really not.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, it's time to go into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Rosewood from YouTube. Rosewood actually wrote a lot of fantasy booking on our YouTube channel, WNS Video. So go to the previous episode and make sure to check it out. They basically asking what our thoughts would be on a Roman heel turn at WrestleMania. Saying, okay, you set it all up. Triple H goes down. Roman gets the win. The Rock comes out to celebrate, and Roman knocks out The Rock, going full-fledged heel. Like, how would you feel about that? To be honest, I would substitute The Rock for Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, that would get more of a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, he turned on his brother.
That
people know Rock is his cousin, but
Yeah.
because you see almost every week Roman with Dean.
Yeah, but that would set up. If you think of it that way, if Roman were to do that to The Rock, you would have to have a Rock versus Roman match. And I know there are people out there who want to see it, but let's be honest, The Rock's probably not going to be wrestling anytime soon.
Yeah.
So throw Ambrose out there. You've got a feud for the next number of weeks, or however long they wanted to do it, until Seth comes back.
Yeah.
Like, you could run that into SummerSlam, and then Seth comes back either for SummerSlam or after, which I did hear Seth Rollins is actually starting training again. So he's on the road to recovery.
That's
Thank
good.
God. And for those of you who are Cena fans, unfortunately, he came out and announced that he will not be able to recover in time for Mania. No matter how much he pushes himself, he just won't be ready. But the question from Rosewood, or questions, is there anything the WWE can do to save the Wyatt family? So
We've already talked about that, but
yeah.
it's pretty much talking like You know how they come out and talk big game
Mm-hmm.
and stuff at the end of the feud. They're always losing. They
Yep.
go to the next person, but they're still talking big game.
Mm-hmm.
Just make them like win.
Yeah, just give them the big win every once in a while. It doesn't have to be every single time, but give them credibility. Have them
He
win.
did beat Ryback.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
He won against Ryback. Yeah. Second question, on a scale of 1 to 10, how sick of Dolph Ziggler are you guys? 1 being, I love Dolph, and 10 being, Jesus, I would rather see the Big Show versus Great Khali in a Punjabi prison match.
Oh, wow. That's going to be difficult for Daniel. Okay, I want to see what you're going to say.
They said, Rosewood said, I'm at about an 8.5. Thanks, guys. Sorry if the fantasy booking was too much to read on the show. You guys are awesome as always. And Tyler, please don't change anything I wrote to dicks.
Hey, he said dicks.
He did.
Yeah.
He or she.
Sorry.
Rosewood.
Sorry. He. I don't know. Sorry, Rosewood.
Yeah, there you go. Cover the bases.
Yeah. So that's difficult for Daniel.
Not at all.
It's about, because you just like the Great Khali. So who do you hate?
Who do I hate but more out of Dolph Ziggler and the Great Khali? Great Khali.
Oh, wow.
Come on now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Great Khali is better than Dolph.
I'll take Dolph Ziggler any day.
I'd take Great Khali over Dolph Ziggler.
1,000% to 0 for Great Khali.
Great Khali.
Okay, so instead, how about on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I love Dolph Ziggler and 10 being please go away and never come back. What are your thoughts on Dolph Ziggler? I'm changing it up a little bit because you're throwing monkey wrenches into my gears.
That's always fun to do. Sorry, Rosewood. I don't know. I don't want him to go away. Just change certain things.
Yeah. I'd say a 2. Like, I like the guy. He's a talented guy. He can cut a promo whenever they allow him to. He's a very talented athlete. But the things I would change, we've discussed for years now. His offense, his selling, his bumping. Like, he's got to switch that up. Other than that, I think he's a solid performer. I don't think he's going to be that main event player that the crowd wants him to be and that the fans want him to be.
Like, in my head, I am like thinking of Great Khali. So when you're saying like,
get
like,
over
he's
it.
a good like performer.
No,
like,
get over it.
I'm thinking like you're talking about Great Khali. You're welcome.
All right, we're just gonna move on, unless you have an actual answer.
No.
All right, no answer. All right, so thanks Rosewood for the questions and for the scenario as well. Fantasy booking, I should say. Next one is coming to us from Sunny, saying, Would you rather have in charge in reality Shane or Stephanie and Trips? I'd personally have Shane. Stephanie has been known to have meltdowns over trivial things, while Trips has had his hate for certain superstars, cough Ryder and Ziggler, cough, and his love for certain superstars, cough Sheamus, cough. So,
Something wrong?
no, I mean that's with any business that you work for.
Yeah, someone's gonna hate people.
There's always going to be a the teacher's pet, someone who just always, it doesn't matter if they do right or wrong. The boss just loves them. That's with any job.
I really don't know how Shane would run things.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know either. So it's kind of a gamble. Like with Stephanie and Trips, we know that they are trying to make positive changes and go and correct their,
do what's best for business
without it being a cliched heel saying. Yeah, they really are. I mean, look what they're doing with the Connor's Cure and, the pediatric research. And, they're doing a lot of stuff for kids. They do a lot of stuff for the troops. I mean, you look at what Triple H has done.
Stuff for also Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, with the concussions and all that. And then you have to look at what Triple H, as egotistical as it is, what he's done at NXT is very amazing.
I mean, he's also, he put over even more people with Dean Ambrose. He's putting over Roman Reigns. I mean,
yeah,
I was trying to.
Yeah,
you
can only do so much. But yeah, I mean, Triple H has been in the business for so long. He understands so much of it that, I'm okay with him being in charge.
Yeah.
Even though there are certain guys that won't get over because of whatever reason, you still have, you might not have Zack Ryder or Dolph Ziggler, but you've got Dean Ambrose, and now you're getting Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, all these guys who,
You take the bad with
probably would never have made it to the WWE unless it had been for Trips going, we need to get these guys. So
take the bad with the good.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm okay with when the day comes Triple H being in charge. But again, I'm not too sure how Shane would handle it because he's never really been in charge, I guess. But thanks nonetheless for the question. Final question coming to us tonight is from Brian saying, congratulations, Daniel, on your marriage. From what I saw, it looked like a beautiful moment in your life, and I truly hope you and the gang had a great little break from the show. And yes, we did, and thank you very much. Can't wait to hear what you had to say about what's going on lately. I liked Roadblock for the matches. Most were decent, but the results were expected. I'm still excited for WrestleMania. Raw was pretty great, in my opinion. Really enjoyed the Foley and Ambrose. I always saw a bit of Foley's career in what Dean is enduring. I also have a question you guys may want to answer. How do your significant others deal with your love for wrestling? The coolest chicks I've ever met were wrestling fans. Welcome back, guys, and thanks again, and best wishes to the newlyweds. So thank you for that. Thank you for the well wishes. I appreciate it. As far as significant others, we've both been really fortunate that they're okay with it. Daryl was into it before you two started dating.
Yeah.
So
she don't watch that much now, but even when we first started, she would watch with us.
And whenever there's an event, we'll go to it. And
yeah, she'll go to live events with us, and she don't mind watching it. So.
And she went to WrestleMania with us, and anytime there's a WWE live show and coming into town, we'll go and watch it, or a Doomsday show, we'll go and watch it, just because it's a good time, and it's really cool. Like, I'm sure she'll be there for WrestleMania, just because it's a little get together, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
As far as my significant other, she actually didn't like wrestling when we first started dating. Like, she was hardcore into UFC, and so she was like, so what are your interests? So I'm like, well, I watch wrestling. She's like, that fake stuff? And I'm like, okay, I'm glad you're saying that to me because I can help explain it to you. It's more like a soap opera / athletic demonstration. I was like, give me a few episodes. Like, watch a few episodes with me. I'll explain the backstories and what's all happening. It really is like a soap opera.
Yeah,
it's a soap opera for guys because it's, the stories can go back 20 years. Be like, oh my God, I haven't seen that guy in forever. He woke up from his coma. He came back from Mexico. The schools are all built. But she was very willing to give it a shot because it was something that I was passionate about. And she was like, well, obviously you do a podcast about it, so I'll give it a shot. So we sat down and watched an episode or two, a few episodes. I told her who the characters were on the screen, their history, why they're a good guy, why they're a bad guy, and she ended up getting into it. And this was back when Sheamus was still a face and Daniel Bryan obviously was still wrestling. So those were her two guys.
She loves Brock Lesnar.
No, she hates Brock Lesnar because he fought in the UFC and beat her champion or something along those lines. But yeah, Sheamus was her guy, and she was like really upset whenever he turned heel, and she was like, "Why does he look like that now? Why did he shave his head?" And then Daniel Bryan, obviously, because I was a fan of Daniel Bryan. So she got into it. We've gone to wrestling matches and stuff like that. And again, if there's a Doomsday show or a WWE live event, she'll accompany me with to it, and she'll sit there every once in a while. She'll watch Raw, or she'll be in the room while we're watching it, and she'll watch some of the pay-per-views until she has to go to bed and get ready for work and all that in the morning. So she's been really, one of the coolest chicks about it. It's just like, hey, she actually told me when it came to the podcast, when we first started dating, she was like, listen, this podcast was here before I was, so I'm not going to tell you to quit it, because you've been doing it longer than you've known me. And so that, that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
That someone is willing to let you do your thing and follow your passion and
is life.
Yes. Podcast is love. Podcast is life. So yeah, we've both been very fortunate to find someone who is okay with us watching it as much as we do. I try and tone it down every once in a while. It's like, yeah, I could be watching SmackDown. Yeah, I could be watching NXT. Yeah, I could be watching Lucha Underground.
You could be watching TNA.
No. But I try and find times where she's not there to watch it, so that she's not just like, oh my gosh, more and more wrestling. I'd really like to watch something else. So it's really a compromise kind of thing. You have to give some, you have to take some, and we've had a WrestleMania party.
Except for yours.
With the exception of WrestleMania 30, I've had a WrestleMania. You and I have had a WrestleMania party since 26. Because y'all were at 25. We had 26 at your parents' house because that was the year that I won. And then 27 was at my mother's house. And that was the year that I tied with
We didn't do a Mania at Wings to Go, did we?
No. We've never done a Mania at Wings to Go. And then I think 28 was again at my mom's house. 29... Was it your house or my house? One of the... We've gone back and forth or something like that. Because I know one year we did a second year at your house.
I don't remember.
And then we went back to my house. I think my house was 29. 30 was the one that we went to. 31 was at our apartment. And then 32 will either be at our house or at the little conference room. So we'll have to see. So I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be... I look forward to the party more than I look forward to WrestleMania.
Because we have fun, but we're kind of bullshitting during the matches, too.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching while we'll crack jokes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, did you see that awesome moment? Or,
and you get to hang
like that.
And you get to hang out with people who don't normally watch wrestling, so you get to help explain what's happening as well. So like Noah's gonna join, and I think Kelsey's friend Amanda's gonna join as well. So it's gonna be a fun time had by all, and I know we're certainly looking forward to it. But thank you very much for the questions. We certainly appreciate it. If you have a question for us, make sure to post it either on our YouTube channel, WNS Video, or our Facebook page, Wrestling News Source Podcast. Make sure to check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com and follow them on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. And if you have iTunes and want to listen to the show, make sure to search Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We're also on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
There you go. And we're also on Twitter, although we don't... Twitter. We don't often update it, but, every once in a while we get on there. It is at WNS Podcast. I am at WNS_Daniel, and Tyler is at Tyler_Abear. El Tigre. So there you go. So for the podcast crew, I am Daniel Heron.
I am Tyler's son.
And we hope to catch you all next week.